Guys, so just took a shower, got out of the tub and oiled up as always, and felt an urge to share some information on one of the oils, one of my favorite oils called Release. I did this little sheet. I was thinking about it yesterday. You know, we have those oils to use, and when you think Gary Young, you know, he's giving us those little hints. This guy has a lot of knowledge, and he knows things that most of us don't. He knows how to balance our body. And these are kind of secrets I've been discovering lately. And so he comes up with this oil called Release. And I used probably 4 of those bottles already. And I'm just so grateful that, you know, I was able to approach this oil, using this oil, particularly this one, without having any judgment or criticism or having an ego come out of me, saying that, you know, I'm good. I don't need this oil. You know, I don't have anything to release. You know, I'm glad that this wasn't my approach, and I know that, you know, we all have emotional stuff going on, and probably there's people who, you know, their self-esteem is not in the best place, and they might be having a hard time approaching this oil. But when I think about it, and you can notice that the bottle has a purple label. What does that mean? Well, if you know a little bit about our energy centers in our body, we have 7. Well, we have more, but those main ones are 7. And there's 2 located on this level, on your eyebrow level, and then on top of your head, a little bit above. And those are in the purple violet hues. So when you see oils with these kind of labels, you automatically think, you know, your head, how you think. And, you know, every illness begins in our body, and it starts in our emotional and mental body before it manifests on our physical body. So when you start playing with these oils, and I did this, it was totally unintentional. I just started. I didn't know any better, but I was just so drawn to all the purple ones, like, you know, Magnify Your Purpose, and, you know, Lavender, Release, Valor. Valor it can be used for other things as well, but, you know, it's that confidence oil. So, you know, I was very drawn to those, and these were probably the oils that I used the most in the beginning, those purple oils, and which I didn't know back then, but I know now that by using these oils, the purple, the violets hues, I was taking care of my emotional state, as well as my physical state, because those 2 are connected. So going to release. What can you release? There's so many things we can release. Like me, for example, I used to get angry, and I always thought that stress is related to anger, but then I realized that those are 2 separate things, you know, and anger is brought by some other things. So you can release anger. If you have a lot of sadness, you know, that's the emotion that has the most impact on you. Use it to release sadness. You can use it to release issues with your digestive system. You can use it to release fears, and there's so many different fears. Fear of success, for example, or fear of feeling accepted, feel of accepting love, and feel of feeling good about yourself. We have so many fears, it's crazy. You know, we all went through a lot of stuff in our life since we were little, and there's a lot of fears that can be released. So think about those fears that you might have, you know, fear of snakes, fear of anything. There's a lot of fears. You can release hate. And I'm not only talking here about our emotions towards other people, because the most important thing is for us to focus on the emotions that we project onto ourselves. That's number one. So, if you feel hate towards yourself, and it's not a bad thing to accept it. I used to feel like this. I used to hate myself. I used to hate being a woman. I used to hate how I looked. I used to hate my voice. I mean, I was my worst critic, my worst enemy, literally. So you can release heartaches. What else did I put? You can release judgment and discrimination and criticism. And that's big. We always criticize ourselves. And sometimes, somebody will say something to you, and somewhere in that sentence you will find a little bit of that criticism, even though this person might not have that intention, and you feel attacked, because in our heads we have this thing that we always criticize and judge ourselves and all that stuff, and we think that others do that as well, and that's not the point. That's not what happens. You can also release old patterns and memories. If there's a memory that you have inside, which is, you're constantly going back to, and it's just revisiting your life over and over and over. Release that memory. You don't need it anymore. It's past. Take your lesson. There's a lesson in it. Think about it. How it made you feel. You might have to dig a little bit deeper, but there's always a lesson, and let it go. It's done. So I mentioned body discomforts, like your digestive system, self-doubt. What else? Yeah, and how do you use the oil? For instance, when you are dealing with body discomforts, apply it to the location, and then whatever is left on your hands, inhale that. For fears, you can close your eyes and think about what gives you the fear. Close your eyes and try to feel it in your body. Try to see if some part of your body reacts to that fear, like your chest and your stomach, your whatever area. You can put it on location over there. You can always put it on your heart, and whenever you put the oil on your heart, excuse me, and you think about what you want to release, just say it in your head. I am releasing fear of failure. That was huge with me. I started millions of things and didn't finish one because I was afraid I'm gonna fail, and I was afraid of being judged by others, where the only person who was judging me was me. So, sadness on your heart, anger, see where your anger comes from. Is it your stomach? Is it your liver area? Put it over there. If there's any memories you want to release, you can put it on your temples, behind your hair. Apply it, massage it, inhale that oil, and be conscious. And always say it out loud. Not out loud. You don't have to say it out loud, but if you're alone, you can say it out loud. If you're not, say it in your head. I am releasing anger. I don't like to be angry, so I'm releasing anger. I am anger free. This oil did huge for me. It's an amazing oil. It's a good friend of mine. So, use it. It's simple. You don't have to think what's in it. It's just you look at the label and you say release, and apply it to whatever things you can release. So this was Sabina with Oily Temple. Thank you so much, and enjoy your oils.